Hey guys, how's it going? We are back after a really long time of being off.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but we thought
I was in the Alps.
That's exactly. And I
Growing my
was
beard.
moving things with the power of my mind.
It was
Okay,
cool.
It was awesome. Okay, so anyway, we had to do a review on UFC 121 because it was just this was an amazing.
Oh yeah,
card.
one of the best cards in a long time, and some really good fights.
Every fight pretty much was good. If you can find a way to get the fights, I mean, you could maybe download the fights somewhere. I don't know where you would get those from, but if you can find them, you need to watch it and save it and watch them over and over and over again.
On Court McGee, first fight since the Ultimate Fighter, looked pretty good, except for the first couple minutes. Wow, heck of a fight. I thought Jensen was going to pull it off. Somehow Court made a miraculous comeback and ended up beating him. So Court McGee luckily pulled off that rear naked choke. I shouldn't say luckily, it was good, but he may have lost the decision if he didn't pull it off.
It was pretty sweet.
I did give Court the second round, but some of the judges probably wouldn't have. He definitely didn't win the first, so Court definitely earned that victory, because he may have lost that if that would have went to the judges.
Pulled it off in the third round. That's the kind of fight I like to see, because it's like, you know, you're going back and forth, and so many fights have now become a point game. It's like, oh, well, you know, oh, well, he's not going to win this one because he got the takedown. It's like, you can't defeat an absolute win. He submits the guy. That's the way that God intended for fights to end.
Brendan Schwab versus Gabriel Gonzaga. That was a good fight. Brendan got the win. Gonzaga was... I thought he was going to lose at the end of the first round. He's definitely saved by the bell.
Jab, jab, jab. Brendan Schwab is taking it to Gabriel Gonzaga. Pushing forward. End of round number one. And down.
He was definitely saved by the bell. And then Schwab ended up winning the second round, but then danced around the third round. It was really boring.
Now, how many losses? Do we know how many losses there are for Gabriel Gonzaga?
That's his second in a row. You know, Gonzaga's definitely going to have a lot of work to do, because 2 losses in a row in the heavyweight division is not good, because they have a lot of good heavyweights now.
Now, yeah.
Including...
I don't know. Tito Ortiz versus Matt Hamill.
First off, I am really happy that I did not watch the post-fight interviews, because I'm sure that Tito Ortiz was probably talking about his neck or his knee.
You try not to hate
back.
the guy, but I mean, what was it when he fought Forrest Griffin and he did the interviews? It's like, oh yeah, he talked for a full 10-minute thing, and then cut this interview.
It was really
of him talking. Oh yeah, my back, I had a hole in my skull, and there was my spleen was ruptured. I had spleen juice all over my intestines. I don't even know if that was true, but yeah, it was pretty bad.
That was a really good fight, by the way, after the Tito Ortiz comments. Matt Hamill bombed it! Yes!
Really good. It was awesome to see this, especially after the John Jones loss.
Yeah, and especially after Tito Ortiz during the pre-fight interviews was like, I taught Matt Hamill everything he knows, I'm going to own him. And then Matt Hamill made him look like an idiot.
Like he
threw him around like a rag doll.
Tito made an attempt at a submission, and Hamill wound up in side control, blasted him with some punches. Here's Hamill's drop.
Really good ground pound. Every time we see Matt Hamill, it's just that. It's just better improvement. It just looks really good. See, Matt Hamill's like a top 10 guy, but he's not like a
John Jones, Anderson Silva type
John
guy.
Jones will probably have the title one day.
I'd like to see that, Anderson Silva.
Matt Hamill could have the title one day, but he has a huge, thing against him. He can't hear his corner. Can't hear what's going on. He punched Tito late.
Yeah.
At the end of the first round, it was like, "Brrr!" He was like, smack! He didn't hear. And John McCarthy acted like an idiot, didn't jump in there. And then John looked at him like, what's the matter with you?
He's like, I can't hear.
Like,
sorry.
What? Yeah. It's like, what, you can't hear? Yes, I really can't hear.
It's like, oh.
Sanchez Thiago.
That was an awesome fight.
I'm really happy Thiago Sanchez has new life at 170 with a win over Paul Thiago, because he did not look good at 155 anymore, and I never really thought he was going to anyways. Good fight. I mean, Thiago definitely won the first round. I didn't think Sanchez was going to make it very far.
Then he woke up, and like his 5-hour energy finally kicked in, or he took a monster in the corner or something, because he was a completely different fighter for the. That was probably fight of the night.
Here, Diego with some nasty ground and pound.
Yeah,
that's
really
what it was.
good.
There was a part where he picks up Paul Thiago, carries him across the ring, and just throws him to the ground.
Oh.
But Diego relentless.
Look at this.
It's reminiscent of the, of course, famous
Hughes fight.
Yeah, the Hughes fight.
Against that
It's like,
freaking
what
idiot
is this?
Frank Trigg.
It was totally awesome.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
Jake Shields against Martin Kampmann.
See, this was a real opponent for Jake Shields, finally. I thought it could have went either way. I did give Shields round 1 and round 3, with Kampmann winning round 2, and that turned out to be most of the judges' scores. It was a split decision, but 2 out of 3 said 29-28. Shields.
Here's the Jake Shields takedown here. And there, look at that. Into full mount.
That would be a great fight if it was on any other card.
Exactly.
Because it was on UFC121, it's like, man, this is boring.
It's like, oh, what's going on? It's going another round. It's like, but these were 3 rounds of, like, absolute intensity.
It was a
crazy.
good fight, I thought.
Then, which brings us to the Brock Lesnar and Cain Velasquez. Wow. I'm
Okay.
sure you already know.
Every
what's
expert
happening.
said that Cain was going to win, but I still couldn't believe it. Cain Velasquez, man. Okay, if you took a bus and ran into somebody and they didn't really move, that's what happened in the first 5 seconds.
Brought to you by Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2. Unleash truth on October 26th.
What, 1, 2,
And it's
3.
kind of like, you ever see, like, in the comics where, you know, Doomsday punches Superman, and it's like, it looked like that. It was so
And nothing
weird.
happened.
Yeah.
Cain just stood there like, what?
Brought to you by Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2. Unleash truth on October 26th.
If you watch that first flurry between him and Brock, I think a normal human being would be dead.
Lesnar looks to tie up early. Right away. Throws some knees. Brock on the attack. Flying knee from Lesnar.
Brock is
He knew that Lesnar could take a punch because we saw it from the Carwin fight. So instead of focusing on multiple punches, he would just give him a couple good shots, wait for him to uncover, give him a couple good more shots. He didn't gas himself out. Great fight, great strategy.
Targeting this part of Brock's face.
50 seconds. That's it. It is on.
Now the question is, who's going to beat Cain?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Shane Carwin's going to do it. And I definitely don't think Frank Mir's going to do it.
Yeah, wow.
But Dos Santos is next up. And,
That's going to be interesting.
yeah, but I don't know. I don't think Dos Santos is going to beat Cain. I mean, it's going to be a good
If
fight.
they go punching, Dos Santos has a chance.
Dos Santos is really, really quick. He's a fast heavyweight. He was beating the mess out of Crow Cop.
Hey, can't wait to see that. But Cain Velasquez, King of the Earth.
Yep, really good card. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. And, you know, I'll be at the Palace for the next one on November 20th.
That's right.
And so will he.
So our review will be from the Palace.
We will have actual
Boom.
footage from the fights, and we will be doing a extensive review on all the fights.
That's true.
Probably even all the pre-fights, because I'm going to get there like 2 p.m. and camp out for the
You
day.
will have 2 flip cam. 2.
2 flip cam.
That's true. All right, well, that's it for UFC 121. Be sure to check out 122, which is going to be happening here in Detroit.
No, that's 123.
Sorry, 123. Forget what I just said. So,
UFC 122 coming up, 123 we will be at. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have great footage and stuff for you. If we don't do a review of 122, we definitely will do a review of 123 November 20th. BJ Penn fights again against Matt Hughes, moving up a weight class. And Rampage is fighting... Who the heck is Rampage
Rampage is fighting Evans.
Yeah!
Rashad Evans, yeah.
Rashad... Wait, is he?
Isn't he?
No, because Rampage just fought him.
No.
Rampage is fighting Machida at UFC
Rampage is
123.
fighting. That's totally awesome. Sweet. Be sure to check out Aaron GTV-MMA blogs. .blogspot.com.
And your car.
Yeah. Don't forget to breathe.
And spay and neuter your cats.
That's right. Because that's
And
the
dogs.
most important thing. Be kind to old people and women.
And don't window lick.